Hello, my name is Richard Forsyth, and I am a solutions engineer here for Globalscape. And today we're going to talk about EFT's remote agent. First, we're going to cover what the remote agent is and how it's used. And then I'm going to show you how to enable and configure a remote agent on your EFT server and how to build and load remote agent rules onto it. Let's take a look now at the remote agent module, or RAM as it's commonly referred to as, and how it enhances automation across distributed systems. RAM enables centralized control for automating file transfers from remote systems like branch offices, point of sale terminals, field laptops, or remote data centers or remote servers. It's incredibly lightweight. It's just a few megabytes and it can be easily deployed at any remote location on a Windows machine. Once installed, the agent can monitor designated hot folders or run scheduled file transfers depending on your needs. One of the key features is its ability to call home to the EFT server. RAM agents are programmed and managed at the EFT administrator's console, and the agent will automatically retrieve updated instructions so administrators don't have to manually update or manage agents at each site. RAM brings much of the power of EFT's file transfer capabilities to remote environments, making automation more scalable and more manageable. And importantly, all communication between the remote agent and the EFT server is secured over HTTPS for updating RAM agent instructions and over SFTP or HTTPS for data transfers. In short, RAM simplifies remote automation. It reduces administrative overhead and it ensures secure, reliable file transfers across your distributed infrastructure. Now in this diagram, we're showing how the RAM agent is used in conjunction with our cloud-based EFT solution known as Arcus. Since Arcus is present in Azure, the RAM agent acts as a link to move files between the Azure environment and on-prem dependent systems. This is only one of the use cases for RAM agent, but it can also be deployed with on-prem EFT in numerous other use cases. Let's switch now to a live demo to show how to create an agent, deploy the agent, and add rules to it. We've logged into the EFT Administrator console. We've got our server tab selected on the left and local host. So we can see over here on our general tab, our remote agent licenses. We can see that we have 2 licenses available. So now we'll go over to our remote agent section and we can build and add a new agent for deployment. We start by clicking the Add button. We give our agent a name, and then we can set its update interval. This is how often it will check into the EFT server to receive updated instructions or rules to run. So for testing or while we're developing it, we'll set it to near real time, so it'll check in about every 15 seconds to update the rules. But once we have them set and know that they're working properly, we can lower this to a much lower day, like maybe once per day, and just have it check in the evenings to see if there are any updates to its event rules. We can also configure or add the IP address of the machine that the remote agent is going to be installed on. Because it's going to check in and log in so frequently to check for new instructions, then you want to make sure that its IP address doesn't accidentally get banned by the EFT server. And then in this window here is where we will add our remote agent rules once we build them in our next step. Here is the URL to download the remote agent installer. You can get the MSI and the EXE here from this folder. We also provide a script file that's preformed for you to help you install the remote agent. Next, we'll head over here to our remote agent rules area. We'll select to build a new rule. And you can see that within the remote agent rules, we do have a limited number of triggers available here because it's going to be remote. You can set a schedule or a timed event, just like you can in regular event rules. And you can also use a folder monitor trigger to monitor maybe some local folders on the remote end, and that can trigger your file transfers. So we can see here that once we select our trigger, Our actions list up here is also somewhat limited. The remote agent is able to push and pull files and as well as use the synchronized action to synchronize folders on both ends. And then we can compress and decompress files before and after transfer as well. So those are the remote agent actions, and we can build rules here and then load them onto our remote agent. That concludes our video for today. If you're interested in Globalscape and our managed file transfer technology, please reach out to us via email or our website. Again, my name is Richard Forsyth, and thank you for watching.